Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts and the Greek campaign, where it is now 1929. I've had a little bit of period with the shipyards idle, which I'm not a huge fan of, but there was some key stuff coming up. So our fleet is looking actually pretty good. We have Connerney and we have 4 battleships. So we've got 4 modern-ish battleships. We've got 2 modern-ish battlecruisers. We have 5 heavies, 10 lights, 20 destroyers. I would love to expand the fleet, but we don't really have the ability to do it at the moment. Our fleet does compare relatively favourably to everybody except Britain and France, I think. Yeah, so we're kind of like number 3. Nobody else has anything. It would be just if we were at war with Britain or France, or possibly Germany. But relations are relatively okay. We could probably go to war with the US then. However, I do want to keep building stuff because that's very important. And I think we're going to move away from the battleship concept. Most of our fleet is pretty fast. You know, we're at 30 knots on the Aspis. The Lemnos and the Samos are at 28, 30. So these kind of hulls, not as appealing. However, the battlecruiser 6 is very appealing. I think we could make something quite interesting on this thing. We're obviously going to trim the beam. Now, we don't want it to be utterly enormous. We've not built much over 30,000 tons, so 45 would be pretty vast. So probably more like 40. 34 knots, potentially. That would be quite spicy. We'll go oil, we'll go balanced, and we now have double-geared steam turbines, which was the tech I was waiting for. Let's get nice, efficient engines. Now, towers. 16 base accuracy, 30 base accuracy. My goodness me, doesn't fit on the minimum beam. This one does. Has 28 base accuracy. Well, I can live with that. And we're going to want... I'll probably go with that one, actually. 15 base accuracy. Looks a bit small and weird, but yeah, it does keep our superstructure under control. Our funnel is all we're going to need. Okay. Guns is the next thing. Now, I do have Mark 4 9-inch guns, but they're the only Mark 4s. So I'll probably stick with 15s. Triples and twins are now identical. So we'll probably go for a triple. Wow, I have to put that quite far forward. Standard? No, I think I want a bigger one than that. Probably an enlarged. Yeah, enlarged. Gives me an awful lot of space on this ship. Especially as I would want the rear turret all the way back here. Yeah, I think we want to shorten it then. Oh, it doesn't shorten? Really? Okay. Doesn't shorten. Fascinating. Probably would look better with one of these. I'm gonna have to widen the beam. Let's go no, none of that. Because then I can, yeah, then I can fit in the best secondary tower, stat-wise. Well, it actually might not be stat-wise, but it looks right. I'm not sure if I'm going to go for the 12 guns, but it's something a bit different, so why not? Might have to go down to twins later on, but I do like APXY triples. Secondary guns. We have Mark 4 3s and 2s. Yeah, with loads of space for 2s. Yeah, it could fit some. No, they're all a bit awkward, aren't they? It's not really going to like having 5s. I can fit 4s. 3s are too small, although they fit in all of these. Wish that would fit in there. Oh, it does if I twist it. Okay, let's go. Pair of 6-inch guns. Is there a slightly smaller version of that? Just because otherwise it looks really weird. There we go. Sticking out the top. That looks stupid. So, no. How about 5s? It does it again. What the hell? So there'll have to be just base, kind of basement guns, I guess. Not basement, but you know what I mean. No, because this looks stupid. I kind of love that they look stupid, though. It's because it's floating. Why is it doing that? It should be down here. They're floating. This one is not. How bizarre. Does a different main tower do that? Let's go with the 3 enhanced. Yeah. Oh, that's what the one I already had. Let's try the 3. Yep. How strange. Sure. Screw it. That gives us 3 6-inch guns aside, and then we'll go with 3-inch. Kinda, I guess, heavy AA. Certainly plenty of secondary firepower. What? Yeah, I thought something weird was going on with the calibers. 50s and 45s. There we go. Okay. still only have Crypt 2. Modcons on it. Okay. Starboard weight offset. Explain. Normally that only happens when there's a gun in the wrong position. Didn't look offset. Oh. Missing a gun from the port side. Okay. Right, armour. Let's start with the decks. So that's usually easier. Gosh, 4-inch of deck pen at that range. Okay, go with 4.5. It's fine. Extended, probably just 2. Main belt. I'd love 16, but I'm suspecting I'm maxed at 14. Let's put 16 on the turrets. .5, 2, 1.5, 2. Well, I've gone slightly overweight. That's not a huge problem. I could drop range by one pip. One selector on the slider, and we end up with, okay, yes, a very, very expensive ship. Extraordinarily expensive, at 747 million each, although I probably will only end up building one of these. It is, however, armed to the teeth, pretty darn fast, and I would say relatively well protected as well. Like, it's not no compromises, but, you know, for 1929 design, obviously it won't be ready until like 1932 or so. This is pretty nice. Yeah, fast, dangerous. I mean, if that was all AA, all the 3 inches, fairly decent AA potential as well. Not that that's a thing in the game, but it is a thing in the real world, so it's always nice to consider. Okay. Yes. Saved. Approved. Let's get one under construction. And then cry at my budget. Oh, not as bad as I thought it would be. Lovely. Economy has now gone past 100. We're now at 110 billion, which is, I think, number 3. Yeah, number 3. Lovely. Yeah, we'll just see if we end up in a war. I will threaten the US because, as somebody in the comments quite rightly pointed out, they own the Philippines, which I would happily take off them. Unfortunately, the Netherlands have kind of been destroyed. So, again, war with Spain is potential to take the Moluccas. Germany is re-establishing itself, which is interesting. Spain have anything else worth pinching? No, not really. Weirdly, Argentina still exists, but not in Argentina. That is Austria. Just for very confusing things, because Austria has lost Croatia to France somehow. Yeah, the border gore is pretty terrible, but that's just how things go. Right, trying to clear up our diplomatic relations, but also just to make stuff happen. The Argentinians, to my surprise, were the only ones who actually said, yeah, fine, we'll fight you, which is interesting. So I guess we need to go and delete them. So obviously they own Chile. I believe they also own... Yes, here it is. Oh, they're attacking our ally. Well, that makes sense that we would deal with them. Right, let's gather the fleet. And send them over here. They've got a battlecruiser. Yeah, you can send a light cruiser as well. Take them a few turns to arrive. That'll probably mean that Denmark's going to die. No, maybe not, actually. They've got more stuff hidden somewhere. But it does let me get a bit more tech spending done. Actually, maybe not, because I really should set everybody to sea control. Expensive. There we go. Right. Off we go. We should be able to deal with them. And basically try and eliminate some countries, speed up the game a bit. Britain is actually doing an amazing job of removing China. Once they take Eastern China, that should be the end of them. Which would be pretty handy, although Britain is suffering from huge unrest. Oh, no, they're not. Very content. Why have they got so much like military conflicts going on? Anyway, let's go sink some Argentinian stuff. Ah, that is their fleet. A battlecruiser and a destroyer. Cool. Well, that was fast. Have managed to catch the San Luis. What are you packing? 6 17-inch guns. Interesting. Cadet crew. 26 knots. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Well, I wonder... You'll follow... you can go with them. There we go. Just to rationalise our... Oops, I did not mean to pop their smoke. Shouldn't matter though. Form up behind the Samos, if you please. Yes, we're going to do that in the most complicated way possible. Enemy in sight. Oh, very interesting. Cage mast with Japanese guns. Okay, well, I can immediately see something I don't like about this design, and that is this forward 7-inch gun, which probably gets in the way of the main guns. It's not ideal. But other than that, the layout is okay at first glance. This is maybe slightly too far back. I'll probably get rid of that and push this back. And yeah, actually, the more I look at it, the more it's very weird. Armour, not terrible, actually. 17 inches on Mark 1s, though, which, when we're rocking Mark 3s, is a little bit concerning. As, although they have bigger guns, we outrange them. And, of course, we have a massive force advantage here. Which, you know, is not going to help them. hits. A destroyer lays down a smoke screen. If that was for them to escape, that is excellent play, but I don't think escape is their plan. I'm going to grab me 2 cruisers and see if we can't close in to eliminate the destroyer whilst the battleships work on their gunnery. Oh my word. Papa Nicholas. Big hit. Half belt pen. Was that a main belt pen with high explosive? No. It was against the extended belt. But counting as main belt because they have not put the forward turret forward enough. Ah, there's the destroyer. Presumably spotted by Knossos. Nope, spotted by Samos. Chaps, I appreciate the fervour, but you really should keep the main guns on their battlecruiser, please. You have 2 cruisers moving in to take care of the destroyer. Oh. Yeah, good hit. Wow, that ship has been absolutely ruined. Oh, someone hit it with a 15-inch shell. That'll be white. Missed that. Cruisers should be able to finish it off. Yeah, there we go. San Louis already pretty badly hurt and is now facing an entire battle line. Sound great though, those 17s, even if they are Mark 1s. Oh, that's a hit. Oh, another high explosive hit. Quite sure why they're using high explosive. I mean, it has certainly caused some damage. Wait for us to get a bunch of hits, and then I'll tell them to switch up to AP. I think they're doing it by themselves. Samos certainly has. Well, then, of course, miss. As always happens when you switch ammunition. Seemingly. Well, not always, but it feels like it. Torpedo? Oh, they do have a torpedo launcher. Oh, right on the front. Just got smashed in. But yeah. Argentina not scoring a single hit so far. And it doesn't look likely that they're going to. Oh, that hit from Auspis. Heavy flooding. Oh, they fired back. There you go. More flooding. Potentially dangerous flooding as well. Oh, that will finish them off. Oh, Argentina. That did not go well for you, did it? Thermopylae must have been the one that hit the destroyer. No, we'll fight to the end. Wow, the ships are here. They fought a battle all the way over there. Impressive. Anyway, we should be able to... that naval invasion is going to time out now. So I'm actually going to move them straight to the former Dutch Antilles and turn them into the Greek Antilles. Ah, okay, well, we're at war with Germany. That's a little bit more interesting. Right, do I immediately withdraw the fleet? This is about to go through. I'm not sure I have enough to hit. Yeah, I would need the entire fleet. No, this needs to come home immediately. Immediately. There is stuff we can go on the offensive with the Germans, I think, or with anybody else. No. Well, okay, they are, but nobody important. That means they can enter the Med, because they're not at war with Britain. The obvious thing for us to try and take is southern Italy. But we need the fleet home, because they do have... Oh, gosh, sizable fleet, actually. They have been a building. Okay, well, we'll need to deal with that. These ships will be freed up next turn as well, which is good. I'm going to max that out. In terms of construction, yeah, just the new battlecruiser. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Right, we have pieced out with the Argentinians. I could take a cruiser, but I'd rather have the money. Because, of course, we need to deal with the Germans. And I know how to summon the Germans, or at least I think I do. Because if I start a naval invasion of southern Italy, that should cause the German ships, and there's a couple over here. Here's some of their fleet, not all of it, but that should summon them to come and attack me, I think. Because if we can find and defeat their fleet, we can head over here and we can grab the former Dutch East Indies off them, which is actually what I would like. Potentially we go grab some African colonies. We can get into that game. People have been saying, hey, take the Nordics. Yeah, potentially. It does open another front against the Russians, I suppose. But yeah, potentially we could do all of that. It really depends how it goes, though. No sign of the Germans yet. But I did actually want to hop into the designer quickly, because one of the things we're going to need is more destroyers. I don't want to build expensive destroyers, though. I just want something cheap. And fortunately, we have exactly the hulls for that. We have the guard ship, which I think is the... Yeah, it's really small. Really small. These are going to be absolutely tiny, tiny little things. With, like, a gun on them. Oh, wow, they can't even take a a 3-inch gun, a 4-inch gun. Sorry, it could take a twin 3-inch gun, which is actually surprising. Let's put on something like that. You need a funnel. I was hoping I could put it up here. Wow, that is absolutely huge, that bobette. Fine. Let's have it there instead. But yeah, they're going to need a gun and a rear tower, and they also carry torpedo tubes. That's literally it. That's all they're getting. Electric. Yeah, get them as cheaper. Probably get them up to 30 knots. Okay. 375 tons. Absolutely minimal bulkheads, minimal range. These things are not designed to do anything other than just sit there and be annoying. Really. Can actually make them surprisingly tooled up. But mainly what they're here to do are deliver those torpedoes. I can even give them armor as well. Love that. Hey, this is working out pretty well, actually. Maybe I could make the maximum bulkhead ships. No, can I push speed at all on them? Probably not, no. So, yeah, we probably do want to push protection and range a little bit then. But yeah, the idea behind this sort of ship, which is a sloop or a corvette really, is to sit in port, very low cost alternative to a destroyer. So a P class at 13 million compares to a full destroyer at 54. So they're really cheap, but they carry big scary torpedoes that are more than capable of destroying, you know, a cruiser or something like that. But they are, well, they're not totally made of paper. They've got a little bit to them. They're not fast enough to do like crazy torpedo attacks or anything, but they can be annoying. That's basically the point of these things. So I'm going to build a bunch of them. Other advantage of them being small is we can build them in numbers. They're not going to get names. It's going to be like P1, 2, 3. Yeah, that'll help us significantly. Just make sure we don't get port striked or anything like that. And then yeah, full fleet destroyers. But you already have. So that's fine. Ah, here we are. The Germans have arrived. Not with their full fleet, but looks like with their faster fleet, I'm assuming, and there's a couple of battlecruisers. Hessen class, 6 14.7-inch guns, 30 knots, trained crews, 130% armor. They're basically the equivalent of ours. A bunch of of cruisers of various types. They're not very fast, they're cruisers. Might be able to kite their battlecruisers away from their heavy cruisers. And quite a few destroyers. This battle, however, will be in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.